Hey guys, welcome back to Black, White, and the Grays. My name is Kylie Gray and welcome to our farm. We are located in Central Oregon in the Cascade Mountains, and I'm pulling an Audible right now because the snow is melted. We had our January thaw, we've had a mild beginning of February, and the garlic bed that I did not mulch is now available for no snow. There's snow in the pathways on it, but around it, but there's no snow, a smidgen to snow on it. So I am going to, you're gonna hear my cow in the background. My friend Kathleen actually brought me this leaf mulch late fall where we had already had some snow on the ground, and she had just stacked it up here by the fence. So I got 6 garbage bags of leaves. So she is a major, we have a lot of pine trees here, which you can use pine needle mulch. I just haven't been that motivated to go and rake it, so you can use that. It works great. And a lot of people will say it will ruin your soil. It actually just would be a great substitute for straw. No seeds or anything. There's a lot of conflicting opinions. You try your own thing. You do you. What works for you. Do your own research. That's what I recommend. We have an aspen tree, a couple aspen trees. Fun fact. An aspen tree, the bark is actually used by the Native Americans as aspirin. So that's pretty cool. I always like try and identify what's around my property, see what's medicinal, to see what it is. And I have an aspen tree right out front, so it's good. Which I just kind of let the leaves fall where they are to mulch the yard. And Kathleen, my friend, she does a lot of yard work, especially in places where there's more trees. And so she brings it to me. And she's very diligent to make sure it's all organic. So I want to talk to you about that, basically. If you're getting yard debris from anybody, grass clippings, any old compost around here, we are in a rural residential area. And all around us, people have livestock. It's typically horses. I believe I am the only one, at least that I can see, that has dairy cows. But my neighbors all have horses. And I have 3 outstanding offers where I can just come anytime and pick up horse manure. Now, something I want to make sure, you want to make sure it's aged, meaning it has been sitting there for at least 9 months, hopefully over a year. You have to make sure that the horses are being fed, or the goats, or whatever kind of compost you're getting, that the animals themselves are getting fed organic or no spray hay. And it's kind of a pain in the arse because you have to ask the owner if they know. Do you know if it's sprayed? Oh, gate's closing down. I know 2 out of 3 neighbors know that their hay is not sprayed. 1 is unsure. So I kindly denied that one and said, I think your manure pile looks really awesome and I'd really like to use it, but I have 2 other options that I know are clean and know won't kill my garden, because is it really worth putting that on your garden and not knowing? Now, you could test it. You could throw some seeds, some kind of quick germinating seeds in it to see how it is. I know when Jess from Roots and Refuge was going through their whole soil debacle, she recommends beans. Beans can get a little more tricky here. You could do it inside because they are frost tender. They don't like freezes, so that could be a little trickier, but they are quick to sprout and you can tell right away if they're being affected by soil that's bad. So that is one thing you have to watch out for. Ask your neighbors, and if they don't have a way to find out, maybe you could call their farmer. I don't know. I'm just fortunate enough where I know my hay farmer doesn't spray, and my neighbors' hay farmers, which we all get from different sources, all have 0 spray hay, which is great for my garden. So I get a lot of my compost from there. Our soil is generally neutral, which means it's typically at a pH of around 7. And that is a good thing. Adding organic compost to that is great. And it doesn't have to be organic. Organic is a label that you have to pay a crap ton of money for to get that organic label. But no spray, no nothing is great. And I am learning more and more. I used to buy a ton of my compost And I have backed off a lot because, well, we have a lot of animals that can produce a lot of compost, plus we built up a lot of our soil already. So we're needing less and less compost, as if you're building more beds, you need more compost. And as you get going, you need less if you can learn how to make your own and get from your neighbors. My goal is to buy as little as compost as I can this year and just get it tractored in from my neighbors, whether it be from a tractor we purchase or rent, or my neighbor brings over his tractor often with loads of compost, and it's like Christmas. So I'm going to take this bag of leaf mulch and put it over the garden beds here to hopefully protect it. We have some cold weather coming in and some snow coming in this week and into the next, and it looks like we're going to be getting our normal February. We'll see though, but it is nice. I would like more ice to melt. High traffic areas are crazy. Today we had a very warm day, yesterday warm day, and tomorrow I think we drop and we don't get above freezing. So which is normal for us at this time of year. My boys are all gonna go shoot some hoops. Love you. Bye. What are you doing? You can kiss me over where the deer.
Come on to get it. Let's go.
That looks pretty good. Now I'm fully aware that the ground is frozen solid. I get it. What I'm trying to protect from in my brain, I could be totally wrong, but what I'm trying to protect now is the really cold temperatures that are coming in and will most certainly affect the top layer. Like this is hay. Now I didn't get this done in time, but we've had snow on here since November 1st. So this is the first time I've seen the soil in my garden this much since November 1st. Chickens are getting crazy over there. So I was like, now or never. I'm not gonna lie, this is giving me spring fever, but I know more winter's coming. I know it. I will not get discouraged when the snow comes because it will be welcome. But anyway, this is a beautiful sight. It's mulched. Hopefully it does its job. Now, a lot of this mulch will come off again in the spring. I'll make, and I will put it over my potatoes. So, sometimes mulch doesn't decompose as fast as I'd like it. We are a very dry climate. Mulch tends to stick around. I'm looking at a mulch from 2 years ago from the potato bed that I didn't get to use all last year, and it's still there. So I'm going to take that mulch and also put it on the potato bed. If you're not turning it and adding water, things go slower, and I'm okay with that. So I reuse all of my mulch, and it'll be passed on. But I wanted to just share that tidbit of information. I had a commenter ask about to specify what I meant by growing in totes, or not growing in totes, I'm sorry, storing food in totes. And I just show you a clip. You're in my back room. It's very crazy in there, so I just show you a really close up shot. And it is a storage tote, like a Sterilite storage tote. Now, I made a mistake this year, and it's clear because it's what I had on hand, but I have since bought other totes for this coming year that are not clear, and I think that it made the carrots sprout more because they were able to get more light. So with that being said, the carrots are still crispy, but they're growing their tops back, which is fine. They're crispy. What do I care? I don't care. But I just want to let you know that is the issue. And all I did was sterile potting soil. So you don't want compost, you want potting soil that's sterile. I know you can throw some soil into your oven at a certain temp for a certain long. It's okay. No. For a certain temp, for a certain amount of time, and it will sterile your soil. I don't know enough about that. You have to do your own research, but I know you can make soil sterile that way. And so anyway, sterile soil, moisten it, carrots, sterile soil, layer after layer, close them up. If you had a darker one, what have you, that would work better in my opinion. I have no idea. This is my first year storing them like way, and this is the first year I've been able to have crunchy carrots in February. So there's that. Also, I'm going to try this experiment next year as well. I saw a guy on YouTube, he washed, so these carrots are unwashed, put in the dirt. This guy washed up all his carrots. I would have to look back at the video. I believe he cut off the tops and then stuck them clean in a tote and drilled holes, like where the pickup handles are. He drilled like 3 holes on each side just for airflow. And he says his carrots stay crunchy like that all winter in a cool place in just totes on top of each other, which would be way cleaner. You could just go in. You don't, like with the dirt, you're like, you get filthy, you have to wash it. It's like harvesting them all over again, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But having fresh carrots in February is not a pain in the butt, so it's a trade-off. But I thought if I would try both methods next year, that would be a great opportunity. I want to leave you with this smidgen of encouragement. I have been rereading Linda Stevenson's book. She has a book called Cold Climate Gardening. It's a great book, especially for new beginners. It like spoon feeds you everything, which is essentially what I'm trying to do. But if you prefer a book format, you can get it at the Pine Chamber of Commerce or at the library. You can check it out. They have a couple copies. I have my own copy. I prefer to have a book. I checked it out from the library so many times that I have a rule for myself. If I check a certain amount of times out of the library, I just need to buy it. So I did. And within it, she talks about it isn't the cold weather in the winter or the amount of snow we get that is detrimental to our plants. It is basically I don't think she used these words, I'm paraphrasing here, the yo-yo of the temperature. So we could be in the 90s and we drop down into the 20s. So that type of extreme temperature can really do a number on your plants. And a thick layer of snow, which I knew this, is a great insulator, but sometimes we get those super hard freezes before we get snow, which can just penetrate the roots and just kill all your plants before the snow is able to insulate it, which is why mulch is so important. And towards the end of the section where she's telling you about all the struggles we have and all of our short climate, she has this last paragraph. And within it, this is a summary, paraphrasing this again. She says, we can feel sorry for ourselves for living in an area with such a short climate. But with the challenges that are presented to us, it leaves so much room for creativity for the gardener. And that just like gets me a little emotional, because time and time again I have commenters that will be like, why do you live there? Why do you do that? Well, we get 300 days of sunshine. It is absolutely gorgeous. Even when the snow is on the ground and it is so cold and the sun is out, the snow glitters. It's sparkly. Like, do you have sparkly snow? And so the winters are beautiful. We have a freaking ice rink in our front yard. In the summers, people come here from all over the world to vacation here in Central Oregon. We have one of the longest ski seasons in the whole entire world right here in our backyard at Mount Bachelor. You could go skiing from Thanksgiving to Memorial Day. And it is just beautiful here. And you can do it in the sunshine. We have 50 lakes and 50 miles, and majority of them are all natural. We have hot springs. The lakes are so clear that they seem like you can see the bottom of the lakes all around you, and they're gorgeous. This is why we live here. It is a spectacular climate. If you have sparkly snow and 300 days of sunshine and a rainy, cloudy day is a treat. I lived in West Virginia for years. One summer I didn't see the dang sun for like maybe a couple times that summer because it rained so much and it was cloudy that when I saw the sun, I sat on my porch and cried. I don't want to live in a place like that. Yeah, you can grow whatever you want. Yeah, you can do all of that, but I would so much rather live in a climate that doesn't give me depression in the summer. So, there you have it. There's my Central Oregon soapbox for you, because we live in one of the most beautiful places on planet Earth. with the most, we can get to the beach within 3 hours. We can get up to, we're in the mountains. We can go over to the really desert area of Eastern Oregon. We can go to the valley and have this, oh, we have so much diverse terrain. I could go on and on about Oregon, and Oregon has its faults, don't get me wrong, but it is beautiful. And my family fought tooth and nail to get here on the Oregon Trail. Before it was even an Oregon Trail, they were some of the first settlers. And I feel like it was well worth it, because this is one of the most beautiful places on the face of planet Earth. And if the Lord has put you somewhere, that's where you stay. This is where we are. This is where we're supposed to be. Right nestled here in the Cascade Mountains with crazy climates, and you can feel sorry for yourself all you want, but like Linda said, it breeds so much creativity for a gardener. You can be so encouraged in that. And if you're not a creative person, then you start praying to the creator of all, because he has all the creativity that you need. And allow him to give you ideas that you would normally not have. Things start coming. This is gonna sound weird, and I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm just letting you know the fact of the matter is, one of my dearest friends, we met through farming. We were a couple years ago, we were both selling vegetables, and we were the only two small farms in Lapine that were selling vegetables. We come from very different beliefs. Very different. And we still have very different beliefs, but we've grown through gardening a relationship that I am so open with her, with my faith and my beliefs, and she listens, and she tells me over and over again, Kylie, I don't know how you grow all this food. I don't know how you do it. She grows in a lot of greenhouses and she can grow some food, but she can't grow out in the garden. She can't grow root crops to save her life, and she's a great grower. And I just say, you know what? I am out here and I pray and I ask the Lord what I need to do. And I feel like I am unworthy to teach anybody anything. But I ask the Lord when I get on this camera and I stare at a screen that says all for you, Lord, and I teach you the best of my ability, because that's what my battery's flashing. But I pray over this garden. I pray that the Lord would teach me. I make a lot of mistakes and I learn through my mistakes. And that's what the bottom line is. Leaves room for creativity, but you also need to be when you're on your knees out here, it's the perfect time to just get real in touch with the creator of all. So how do I do it? I'm on my knees, aware enough to know that I cannot do this on my own. Do you see this garden? Do you see this extreme climate we're growing in? Now, many of you could be viewers and say, I don't believe in anything you believe. That's okay. That's your own business. But my business is, I know myself, and I know that if I wasn't literally on my hands and knees in this garden asking the Lord to help me and teach me how to grow food here, I wouldn't have anything. I'm literally worshiping in my gardens and praying over my soil and praying over my plants and asking the Lord to just show me his grace and show me who he is through this garden. I wouldn't be the gardener I am today. And yeah, I have a heck of a lot to grow, but this isn't shabby. And I encourage you to do the same. And I've encouraged, just as I've encouraged my dear precious friend, she's become one of my most precious friends, and I've told her, just ask the Lord to show you who he is. You don't believe in him, you don't. And the next thing you know, she comes and says, I'm so scared, but I've asked the Lord to show me who he is through gardening. And I'm like, okay, get ready, girl, because buckle your belt. I believe the Lord wants to show his people who he is through this gardening process. Yeah, we live in a harsh climate, but that doesn't stop the creator of all. So I want to make this video really short and tell you that I'm starting my onion seeds this coming week. And I know a few of you have mentioned that, well, my mom, she's totally following along, my mom. There's a big truck going by, I'll wait till he goes by. Look at me, not even shutting the camera for people going by. Normally like hiding my camera so nobody sees it. I don't care. most of these people already know that there's a crazy YouTuber that lives around here. So, we're owning it. So I'm starting my onion seeds this week. So get your crap ready, get your seed starting stuff. You can start seeds in whatever. You go to the dollar store and buy some Tupperware if you have old Tupperware. Good thing I started with last year I thought was really cool was some like the muffin trays from Costco where they're like clear plastic and they have a lid. It's great for humidity. Otherwise you could use some saran wrap. This is what typically I use. I just use a seed starting tray, some seed starting mix, get your onion packs ready, get your seeds, people, buy your seeds, get them now, get them now. And we're gonna start them inside under some grow lights in just my laundry room. So I'll be showing you that this week. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday video. This will be out Sunday and giving you plenty of time. I meant to make this video short and sweet, show you the totes, show you the mulch, and be done. But here we are. I guess you just never know what you're going to be talking about. So I thank you guys for following along with me so much. And yeah, let's be encouraged that we have a climate that we get to allow the creator of all to show us how to grow in. It's pretty special. Bye guys. I love this. It's just bare and raw and beautiful.